coraggio a continuare a tessere le reti affinché le chiese locali rispondano con determinazione al grido della terra e al grido dei poveri.
Hi, I'm Marianne Comfort. I work with the Sisters of Mercy of the Americas, and we're a congregation of Catholic women religious in U.S., Philippines, Guam, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. And we have been living out Laudato Si most recently, really taking a look at extractive industries in the impact of mining, oil and gas drilling, other ways of extracting natural resources, the impacts on earth and on people. So we've had a series of listening sessions hearing from the people, our sisters who are ministering with the people who are impacted, to hear the real stories of those impacts on the land and on vulnerable communities, particularly indigenous communities. We also work with our partners, Interreligious Working Group on Extractive Industries, and developed a resource talking about the faith response to extractive industries and how our faith calls us to address this. Because we feel it's really important, and when we're talking about climate change, we not only talk about the impacts of people impacted by climate change, but also look at the impacts of the extraction of fossil fuels that are causing climate change on people and on Earth. Conference has been very helpful, been very inspiring plenary speakers, but even more so, it's been really great gathering with other Catholics from around the country to really dive deep into the advocacy that we can do and what are the most impactful pieces of advocacy and ways that we can advocate together and collaborate together. So my hope is that when we leave from here, we'll have some concrete action steps that we can continue to talk with each other in the advocacy realm, but also how do we integrate with folks who are engaged in liturgy, in higher education, in the energy management, so we can all be working together and kind of cross pollination and integrating the different pieces of all the tracks and the different forms of ways that we're engaging in the church and living out Laudato Si. I think Laudato Si did an excellent job in talking about the integration of Catholic social teaching, science, the issues, the realities that we're actually seeing on the ground by grounding it in the Bible and Scripture, and then quoting so many of our previous popes and previous church teachings, but then also bringing in the science and quoting scientists, and then pointing out the reality that people are living throughout the world with climate change, the loss of biodiversity, degradation of water, pollution, all those things. I think Laudato Si itself brought those all together. And so we just need to learn how we're going to respond to that and how we're going to live that out in all of those dimensions.
What are some things you have planned for the future right now after coming to this conference, or anything you had planned in the future before this conference that you'd like people to know about?
A couple of things, concrete things. We're looking towards two things happening this fall. So the season of creation we celebrate every year between September 1st and October 4th. And this year we're going to be engaging all of our Mercy Network in an initiative on Meatless Mondays to think about how can we, in our own lifestyles, one day a week at least, give up meat in solidarity with those who are being impacted by climate change, knowing that meat consumption contributes to that. We're also looking forward to the Synod on the Amazon, which is running mostly through the whole month of October, and being in solidarity with Indigenous peoples of South America. And again, with our Meatless Mondays campaign, realizing that a big part of the deforestation of the Amazon is because of cattle grazing. So looking to how can we use these moments in the church to do education and advocacy and looking at our own lifestyles.